And it is here at Old Trafford where Manchester United, as Gary's smile would suggest to you, have just beaten Manchester City by 2-0. And it was, in the context of the last couple of years, Gary, a really remarkable United performance.
Absolutely incredible. Even at 0-0, Peter, even after 15-20 minutes. I talk a lot about intent. I was asked a question earlier on this week about Manchester United DNA, and I think it's quite clear what it is if you support Manchester United and if you play for Manchester United, what it is. Being aggressive, having an incredible attitude, making sure that you are positive and have purpose in everything that you do, that you play the ball forward as quickly as possible with real quality, that you sprint forward in your absolute droves as much as you possibly can. And I've seen everything and more there today. I don't care if they lose games, I don't care if they draw games. We can never be bored here. And that, look, the goals help, the results help, but performance, I keep talking about performance. And look, what's happened in the last 3 days, they've appointed Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick, I know him very, very well. He's composed, he's class, he knows the game, he's intelligent. He's got a good understanding of what a Manchester United performance looks like. He played in probably the best Manchester United team, really, when you look at Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, Giggs in that front line. You're never going to see world class like that, I don't think, again. So for me, yeah, I can't believe what I've just watched. I've done 8 of Manchester United's last 10 games. I've seen Burnley, I've seen Wolves, I've seen West Ham, I've seen Everton here, I've seen Bournemouth here, and I've seen nothing like that. And the system matters. The system matters. You know, it does. I'm surprised that Ruben Amorim didn't get a better performance out of the players. But what's plainly obvious here to see today is the complete shift in attitude and intensity and everything. Everything. I mean, look, that's not good in some ways for the players in the sense that they've been able to shift, but they're not responding to something. They're not responding to a message, individuals, a system. I don't know what it is. But how that transformation has come from the last 5 or 6 weeks, from that Everton game where Manchester United lost to 10 men to today, that is one of the best performances you'll see in any era, by the way, by a Manchester United team in a football match. That's an unbelievable performance from start to finish. If you said to me, what do I want to see? I want to see a 4-4-2, really compact, engaging, aggressive. I want to see doubling up of wingers and fullbacks working together to nullify opposition wingers. I want to see 2 central midfield players tight together and combine and stop the ball going into Foden in a number 10 position. I want to see 2 centre-halves be aggressive against a great centre-forward and nullify him. I want to see a combination of 2 centre-forwards, Fernandes and Mbeumo, and then Cunha when he came on, making sure they're linking together and playing off each other, but also blocking passes into Rodri to make it not make it easy. Everything that, it's a very simple system, 4-4-2. Played it all my life here, and it's about basically the combinations of pairs. It's about the way in which pairs work together all over the pitch. That's a left winger and a left back, it's a right winger and a right back, it's 2 central midfield players, it's 2 centre forwards and it's 2 centre backs, and then you might have your left sided centre back with your left back, and it's pairs all over, and how they're compact together so that they can play with each other. When Manchester United's wide players got the ball high up the pitch, you often saw Shaw and Dalot very close to them. You know, Shaw's played left centre back here I don't know how many times in the last 6 months, and I've been screaming for him to go forward and get close to whoever his left wing back is. He's been sort of holding back. Just go. And look, I got quite emotional when that goal went in of Mbeumo, because to be honest with you, I thought, oh my God, that's what I have been asking for. It's what everyone in this ground's been asking for. We know what it looks like. And you know, we don't have to win. I keep saying that. There's no right to win at this club, and we might lose the next 10 matches, I don't care. But the intent to do the right thing is there. But those players have set themselves a standard today. I have to say, they've set themselves a standard in attitude, in aggression, in positivity when they're playing with intent and playing through the lines. Everything. You can't drop below that. You cannot drop below that. And look, credit, I don't know what Michael's done. I have no idea what he's done in 3 days. What could he have done in 3 days to even turn it round from, say, the 2 games that Darren Fletcher had? Let's forget about Ruben Amorim. The 2 games that Darren Fletcher had against Burnley and against Brighton in the Cup, where's that come from? So, look, there's definitely things that I've seen out there today that have been instilled in a 3-day period because they're completely different. But he's gone back to something that this club looks like. Now, like I say, I'm just happy. I'm happy because I don't have to come onto a podcast at the end of a game and talk about crap that I've watched and Manchester United fans booing and talk about how the negativity around the club and the players can't. I'm so happy to be able to see something that resembles what this is and what everyone here should be aspiring for. And it is not a time to get giddy or carried away, even though Manchester United fans should celebrate till their heart's content tonight and go for it and have the night of their lives, because these moments are rare and have been rare in these last 10 years. But it has to be. Michael Carrick has laid a foundation today for the next 4 months. And if he can continue to lay that foundation here with that level of performance for the next 4 months, the person who picks up the baton at the end of the season can be in a good place. You know, Ralph Rangnick came, it didn't quite happen in terms of that handover. When Ole came in and got the role, if you like, for 6 months, he then got given the job. Michael Carrick's got to hand that baton over in good shape, and that is an unbelievable start for him, and say well done to him, because he's a brilliant lad, a brilliant player, a good man, and he's put steel and a level of competence into their organisation throughout the game. And it wasn't, by the way, sit back and defend for your lives. And this was a bit different. So yeah, look, I'm really proud of what I've seen today, and I'm happy for Michael. You know, I'm happy for those players, to be fair. But I would ask the question: where's that been? That attitude, that intensity, that determination? Because that's all we've really wanted to see, to play with a bit of fight and a bit of heart, and it's come.
Tell me why, because we've had 2 of these a year for the last 13 years. Tell me why this might not be another full storm. Why will Manchester United potentially sustain this sort of performance?
No, I can't give you any guarantees, Peter. There's a massive caveat with this. I'm just getting giddy, to be fair, for 20 minutes in my life, because we should. Because look, if we'd won today, Manchester United, by playing really deep, scrapping a 1-0 win, and I'd seen like a bit of a scruffy type hang in there type performance, I wouldn't be getting as giddy as I am. I wouldn't. The Manchester United fans not stupid, by the way. They were clapping at half time because they thought, yeah, that's it. That's what we do. It's 0-0, by the way. They were clapping. That tells you everything. So at the end of the game, obviously they're absolutely buoyant because it's 2-0. But the half-time clap and the appreciation of what they'd seen was because they'd seen a proper performance. So for me, no, it may be a false dawn. It may be a false dawn, Peter. It may be that, you know, but Manchester United are currently sat in the top 4, and I've maintained all year, they'll go out of it obviously when the rest of the games come this weekend, but they're sat 4th right now. They should be 4th or 3rd anyway over the last few weeks with the games that they've dropped points in, but they've not shown and demonstrated enough energy, attitude, performance levels or anything. And I've always thought this team were actually capable of that, and we've seen today that they actually are. So look, getting into the top 4 this season, top 5 would be a massive achievement. I think it's achievable. It's there. There's a lot of work to do to get there, but that wouldn't mean a return of Manchester United. That's not, you know, I'm not getting carried away beyond that. I want to really heavily caveat how happy and giddy I've been in this podcast, just purely because we've been conditioned to believe you cannot play like Manchester United play. That's what I've been told for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Move on. You can't play that way anymore. I'm sorry. You can play that way in modern football. You can. It's just, you've just watched 90 minutes of it. 90 minutes of exactly what I think this club plays like when it's actually at its very best. And that's sometimes unashamedly being in without the ball and just being behind the ball and saying, go on, knock us down, then we'll just counter-attack on you. So no, it's not a time to say that Manchester United will sustain this and then they'll go and carrying up the league. This has got to be a bridge towards potentially getting a European place. Top 5 would be amazing. That would get a Champions League place, and then maybe something else next season. But no, this is not the return of Manchester United, but it's the return of at least something that looks like the club. You know, it's been a pale imitation this last many years, really. Many years. It's been awful. Some of the performances here, you have to see a good one to remind you of how bad the ones have been.
Well, it's been a good day for those of you who are red, Gary.
As well. And look where they are. They were 3 points off the top four going into it. Now they've knocked Liverpool out of the top four on goal difference for the time being, at least. Manchester City there, still in second place, 6 points behind. Arsenal have a chance to extend that lead over City to 9 points when they go to Forest later. Aston Villa could still have a say in this title race as well. Don't forget, they are at home to Everton tomorrow.
Unbelievable afternoon. What is it like after, let's face it, some tough times, to see this place like this?
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Being here with our people, with the fans, with the team, we really know how we suffer on this during the season. But the only way is putting the face here and showing who we are. And I think today it was the best moment to do it. And I think the team, not just the players who were on the pitch, but also on the bench, the staff, everyone was part of that.
Is the togetherness you feel with the fans, the energy that's here right now, just maybe the best you've known it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think one important thing that Michael Carrick said, he said, use the energy of the people. And today I think we did it, and when we are together like this, it's impossible to lose at home.
Brian, is it your most special day so far in the red shirt?
Yeah, I think it's one of them. Obviously, scoring in front of this stand is unbelievable. In a derby is even more. And like Licha said, the atmosphere. We used the energy of the fans today, and this place was unbelievable today.
What's it been like for you in the last sort of week or two? You obviously have the pride of going away and representing your country, and while you're there and you come back, everything's changed.
Yeah, obviously, when I came back, a lot of things changed, but I think we have a very good group. We've always been together, stick together. We have fantastic uni, so I think it's unbelievable.
Sandra, obviously Brian got his goal. The other thing that happened today is you kept Man City as a whole, but Erling Haaland quiet. Really proud of that. Not just the defence, but the defensive effort as a whole from the whole team.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you play against this kind of players, the team defend, not just one or two players. And I think today we defend so good. We were compact all the time, and then you have the confidence to go to the duels. And I think you feel today different energy when you see in the eyes of the player. And I think today the team won. That's the most important for me, and I'm happy with that.
It feels like we've been talking about your height ever since you came to England, but a defender like you, not the biggest centre-half, how do you deal with a giant like Haaland, and obviously not just a giant, a top player as well?
Being focused the whole game. I think if you give 1 or 2 seconds to Haaland, he will score. And I think you have to be really focused in the game and don't have to be comfortable in the back like nothing happened, because then the switch and the change, the click and the score, they are like this. That's why Haaland every season scored 30, 40 goals. So I think we have to be always focused.
Brian, last word on the new manager. How well has he done to bring you together in terms of the emotional effort, the intensity, but also the tactical switches he made today? How much of this is down to him, to Michael Carrick?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. Obviously, it's not easy because we had only 3 days, and I think as I said, because we are all together, we all want to go in the same way, in the same aim as well. So I think we tried to be as focused as possible today. As Licha said, we've been a lot together. Everyone was defending, everyone was attacking. So at the end, it's been a team effort today. Very good result.
Well played, both of you.
But we can just, I'm just staring at this expression of stone opposite me here,
I'm disappointed with the amount of chances are conceded. I mean, in a derby, you've got to give 100%. And if the team's playing better than you, Man United probably deserve to win. But if you look at Rico Lewis's position here, and yes, he plays in goals and plays in that midfield area, but you've got to stop the counter-attack. How was Man United going to score today? There was on that counter-attack. And from that free kick, you've got to think about the second phase. And here we talk about body language and body positions. And he does really well. He knows exactly where Dorgu is. And he has a little look, absolutely perfect. He can see the ball, but he can see the man. and then he switches off at the vital moment, allows him to get inside and have that. And this is not me having a dig at him, because I've been in that situation where you switch off. And the way Man City play, they go really high. But in that midfield area, especially with young players at the back, you need that protection. So if you're in that middle, you've got to stop it at
Well, that was the point I was going to make on Rico Lewis, that it's his first start since August, Micah. It's not his fault that it's not just him that hasn't played for a while, but also the rest of that back four as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lane, I thought he was very good in the first half, and he gets subbed in the second half. But when you're analysing and you're looking at Man United, they was going to have a big performance. Carrick, the energy was going to be there. We knew that. But you're thinking tactically, how are Man United going to open up City? It's always going to be on transition. So you have to think of worst case, what can happen. As Shirky puts in that ball there, you're thinking, Rico Lewis, I cannot affect it going forward in terms of in the area. So now you've got to think, worst case, what can possibly happen? And being there, Shirky as well, Porterson, he can run back, but Semenyo on the other side gets back behind Rico Lewis.
You can stop it at source, though. If Shirky makes a professional foul, we're not talking about a counter-attack. That's in those moments there when you have a player who goes, all right, I'm going to make a foul. Just stop, take the yellow and move on. But I think the touch of Mbermo allows the counter-attack. They've not got the run.
We're going to head off, Micah. They've scored 2 today, Manchester United. They've scored 3 offside goals. They've hit the post. They've hit the bar as well. And we are going to show it to you again.
Yeah, just slow it down there. So this
stop it here at source.
Stop it there. We know Shirky, and you've got to know your players. So if you can roll that back just a little bit, because this is really, really important at the beginning of the clip here, right? So when Shirky's now gonna take it, pause it there, right? Rico Lewis in this moment cannot affect the game unless it goes to shot and it gets really tight. So now you have to think worst case. And if you roll it on slowly, you've got to know Shirky defensively, that's not really what he does. Yes, he could take one out and take one for the team, but Rico Lewis, where is he going in this moment? He cannot affect it. Now you need to stop it at source. And now the running back. Yes, it's good from Man United, but this is at this moment in the game, this is the only way that they could open up City on transition. They had a couple of chances where it disallowed for the marginal offsides.
But they lacked it all day, Mike. I think the City lacked that intensity for the whole game.
I can't give that to Rico Lewis. For me, I think stop it at source. If Cherky makes a professional foul there and takes a yellow card, there's no chance. The positioning of Rico Lewis, you could argue he shouldn't have been on the edge of the box. Maybe he should have been back in the first place.
But his mindset should be when you see the delivery going, expect the worst. Mm-hmm. You know the ball's not great. You know Maguire's obviously heading it, but these are split seconds decisions. Maybe you make excuses for players because they've not played for a while, but that's where you've got to do the basics right. And again, expect the worst. That should be your mindset.
To get a response and a performance like that in that short space of time.
What they've done has been absolutely fantastic. And I think more than anything, they've been talking to them. They made them understand what Manchester United is supposed to be. And then he's given them the freedom to go and do that. So there was as soon as they won the ball, it didn't matter where the ball was won, there was no restraint. Go forward. And we saw that in the first goal. You had, it's a free kick that Harry defends, heads it out, and all of a sudden they're 4 against 2. That's not something I've seen for a very, very long time in Manchester United. But that is what Manchester United historically always has been able to do. As soon as the ball is won, you go forward, and you don't think about what's going to happen behind you. That, I think, is something they've been talking to them about a lot, that when you get that opportunity. And it was fantastic. I mean, I can't praise Michael Carrick and his staff enough for what they've done in such a short space of time, because it was not easy. And again, I go back to the 2 games where Fletcher was in charge. There was no difference. You couldn't see a difference with the same players. Today, it was 2 different worlds. It's just, if they can keep this up, I'm just looking at the fixtures left, The Champions League is
one
a
game and you
certainty.
dream it. One thing Michael did say was, I've told the players to enjoy it. We're playing for Manchester United, you're playing at Old Trafford here. And you saw a smile on not just the players, but the supporters' face again today, Michael.
Yeah, but you can't... Enjoyment is a byproduct. You don't go onto the pitch thinking, I'm going to love this today. Winning, you only enjoy it if you're winning, if you're scoring goals, if you're breaking fast. I mean, the pace in that Manchester United team now, they've got Peter said about direct, they were looking forward, but you can do that when you've got pace up front. And everywhere you look, there was players wanting to run forward. And then you get one or two players on the ball.
They like to press high. They like to keep every player up high to sustain attacks. But then when you find yourself defending, it's either an offside or one-on-one. And you can't get that right every time. Can we, any of us, think of a moment in the game where someone was jockeying a United forward and there was delay in the attack? It was either he's offside or he's in on goal, and you can't defend like that. You're not able to give yourself a breather, to be honest. It's hard to kind of get in momentum in the game, because even if it's offside, it still lifts the crowd and it still gives momentum to the attacking team. So they probably need to learn to defend a little bit deeper and suffer and be comfortable in making it harder to beat, rather than when someone wins the ball, within 3 passes, they can be in front of your goal. And again, the first goal, that can't happen.